Chris Brown, your real estate professional and a marketing entrepreneur. We are getting geared up for another episode of State of the Real Estate Market with Chris Brown. We'd like to welcome everyone. This is a channel where we talk about buying, selling, and investing in real estate. And for those who are very interested in investing in real estate, be sure to check out our upcoming event here listed in the description. You should find some information about an upcoming boot camp in regards to building generational wealth. It is a free 30-day challenge, and you want to make sure that you actually sign up. You have to register in order to participate. So be sure to do so. As I mentioned, I am Chris Brown, and today we have a topic about our sellers. Sellers are facing multiple delays in today's market, and kind of just wanted to kind of chit chat about that, give you guys a little bit of a heads up as in what is going on in reference to the real estate market and why are we experiencing delays. And people are like, well, it's a hot market. What's going on? Well, let me tell you. It's not that it's major, but these are some common items, and we just want to make sure that you guys are aware of it. That's what I do. I just look to bring additional value to those who are interested in buying, selling, or even investing in real estate. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel, because this information is free. You want to make sure that you get the updates when it does come out, or even better yet, be sure to share it with someone else, because it may be valuable to them. And especially if they're in the process of selling their home or may have questions in regards to selling their home, they want to make sure that they have this additional information. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into our topic today. And like I said, delays. Why are our sellers having so many delays? And we are going to get into that, take a deep dive, and let everybody know what is going on in the market and why we are having these unique delays. Let's get busy. All right. Slideshow from the beginning. All right. All right, there we go. Okay, now we can make people a little bit excited. So as I stated, sellers could possibly face these closing delays. And yes, there are some delays that are out there, even though these properties are going under contract ASAP. It seems like less than 24 hours in a lot of markets in reference to how fast these properties are going. As I mentioned earlier, be sure to subscribe, like the channel. I would greatly appreciate that. And the delays. So right now, with the contracts that are going out there, like I said, properties are getting under contract very fast. 26% of the contracts that are out there are actually facing some type of delay. So if a property goes, so basically 1 out of 4 properties that go under contract, they're facing some type of delay. And say about 6% of contracts that are out there, they're getting to a point where the delay may cause the contract to be terminated. So that's what I wanted to chat with you guys about. As for selling your homes, like I said, it's more than just placing your home on the market. And this is what I try to tell a lot of my individuals who like to sell their own home or attempt to sell their own home. They face these different delays. They see the outcome only and not understand the path or the journey that it took in order for those properties to close. And they see that properties are getting under contract rather fast, but they're not aware of what actually happens in the process that's involved. As a real estate professional right now for myself, I'm a lot more involved in the process versus the situation where before some people are like, well, the process will just go. But now you really have to be alert and have an understanding of contracts. I've always had that understanding. So a lot of the delays that some people are having, they may not understand contracts fully, or just things happen. Things happen. Trust me. You can't always take every property and expect it to sell. But in today's market, it pretty much is. So with that being said, let's talk about some of these common problems. So on the 6% side, so some people want to know, well, what's terminating the actual contract? Appraisal issues. Right now, the prices are going up. And a lot of people that are FHA, VA buyers, what's happening is if they're looking at a property, they would like to purchase that property, it has to go through an appraisal process. Typically, if there's an issue with the appraisal, if they're FHA or VA buyer, if the property doesn't appraise, then the contract will fall through. Now, there's pros and cons to that. You know, in today's market, a lot of people are paying cash, at least in my area. Like I said, I'm based in the Tampa Bay area of Florida, and there is a lot of cash coming to the Tampa Bay market. So they're willing to pay that extra for the property, even if it doesn't appraise, because if they're going to move here and find a home that they want, prices are continuously going up. I spoke with a builder, last week. Spoke with the builder last week, and just in 3 months, the price for a specific model has gone up $30,000. And this is the same community, same exact house. There's nothing different. $30,000 in 3 months. So appraisals are beginning to be an issue. It was an issue before, but it's really becoming an issue. Obtaining financing. You know, this is, like I said, these are some of the issues that actually terminate a contract, the 6% right here. So if someone is having an issue getting their financing, that's why it's important to have that pre-approval in the beginning. And then not only that, as an extra step that I do, I don't just take or accept a letter of approval. I actually contact that loan officer that's representing the buyer. If I'm representing the seller, I'll contact that buyer's loan officer and really get a better idea of what's going on. A lot of times you can get additional feedback in regards to the financing because a letter will only tell you so much. So obtaining financing, make sure that is important. Home inspections and environmental issues. So home inspections, if you see a property and it looks good and then you have an inspector come in and they identify a number of issues. As a buyer, they may not want to accept the home in its current condition. As a seller, they may not even want to do anything to the property to repair it or get it in better standings because they understand, one, they may not have the money. Two, then there may be a situation where they see the market, it has a high demand, and they may have passed over another buyer that may not have been as stringent or had a little bit more flexibility in accepting the property in its current condition. So that's definitely important. And then I also mentioned environmental issues. Some people are like, well, what's environmental issues? Well, in my area, I'm in the Tampa Bay area, one of the big things that occurs is flood insurance. We have flood zones. So if a property is in a flood zone, typically means a couple of things. One, you got to make sure that the lending is going to approve the flood zone. Two, that means that you're going to have to get flood insurance. So if you have to get flood insurance, that means that your DTI, which is your debt to income ratios, will increase. So with that being said, that could be a deal kill because if you're in a flood zone and didn't realize that you're in a flood zone, you're going to actually have more expenses each month than you actually anticipated. So those would be like the top 3 reasons that contracts, that 6% of contracts are actually falling through. Now, as I said, 26% of people, one of four contracts are actually experiencing delays. Even though they have delays, they're still actually closing. So keep this in mind. So, but things that they run into that may be a little bump in the road, issues related to financing. There could be a number of issues related to financing. Appraisal issues, very common. If there's an appraisal issue, if there's a workaround, they can continue to move forward. Okay. Now, some buyers are in a position where they may be able to pay out of pocket the difference. Okay. So if the property appraises at 325, but the contract is at 350, now a lot of people may not have the additional 25,000, but like I said, there's a lot of cash coming to the Tampa Bay area, and a lot of people with cash right now, and they may be able to make up that difference. Title or deed issues. That's always a delay, whatever the situation may be. If they need to get something cleared up, if it's a couple, divorced couple that's selling their home, if it's an inherited property, always something, or if there's something owed, HOA fees, there's always something like that. It's not uncommon. Home inspection definitely can cause some delays. Sometimes if there's issues found, a buyer and a seller may need to realize that they're in their best position. Being in their best position meaning that you have a seller that actually wants to sell their home, and then you actually have a buyer that wants to buy that specific home. So if something comes up in inspection, it usually brings up some negotiating. So if there's some negotiating, then it's up to those two parties, the real estate professionals that may be involved, to really hash things out. And if they can get past that point, like I said, it may just cause a little bit of delay, but these are some of the things that come up. Additionally, something related to a contract contingency. So one of the contract contingencies, there's multiple contract contingencies throughout your typical real estate transaction. Financing, title, inspection. There's a number of different items that can appear, and sometimes it may delay, especially on the financing side. If something pops up, that may delay the process. You know, if the banks are looking at something and it kind of changed, or their criteria has changed, it may cause a delay. Sometimes those delays can be a week to 2 weeks, just in a general contingency delay. So be aware of that. It's just really understanding what's next and what you need to do in order to get the deal through. Like I said, typically if you're at this point where you're under contract, you have a seller that wants to sell and you have a buyer that wants to buy. Best scenarios to be in, okay? Issues with distressed properties. There's always usually something that comes up that delays. If you're a person that's buying or you're a person that's selling a distressed property, there's usually something that always that comes up, whether it be additional fees, other parties involved. Pretty common. Insurance issues. Like I said, if a property cannot get insured, it may be an issue with the bank that is providing the financing. So just because you may like the home, you're willing to accept it in its current condition, if there's an issue with the insurance, then the bank that's financing the deal may not finance the deal, which causes the insurance issue. So you got to clear up the insurance situation so that you can actually have financing in place. Okay. So, and a better yet, this was a little bit more common, I would say, during the pandemic, like last year, but it's still kind of happening. And it does happen where you have a buyer that's under contract, they want to buy the property, and next thing you know, they lose their job for whatever reason. There could be a number of reasons, especially with the pandemic. A lot of people were losing their job just because of the pandemic. But right now, it seems that businesses are trying to reach that level again in some kind of way, making those adjustments. So if you've kind of hung in there, all the way in there up to this point, it seems like job security is a little bit more, since now that the economy is moving again. And then also something that I did see is like some people would not, they wouldn't lose their job, but they would get a reduction in hours. So banks are continuously making those additional checks. They may approve it in the beginning of the loan process, and then like a day or two before closing, they're going to verify that your employment is still in place. They may even check credit a day of closing. So I always tell anybody that's in a transaction with any of my sellers, saying, hey, make sure that you remind the buyers not to make any large purchases or anything along those lines with the credit or do anything. Don't buy that new car to be able to fit in the new driveway or in the garage. Still wait until until the ink dries. Always keep that in mind. All right. And then there's other kind of issues that typically do occur. There random things happen. Like I tell people, it's a process. When you're selling your home, I tell my clients, I'm like, hey, we don't get happy until we're actually at the closing table and the loan is actually funded. I said we can begin to get happy, but at the same time, it's like, hey, we still need to keep our head on the swivel, be aware of what's going on, and that if there's anything that may possibly delay this deal. So much is going on. I usually give my clients, all right, hey, this is where we are in the process of selling your home. These are some possible things that can happen, because I'm always having clients ask me, hey, can I order the moving truck? Can I start packing? Now, if they say, can they start packing, then I have a small issue, because I always tell my clients, hey, go ahead and begin packing things up, because at the end of the day, you plan on moving. You're going to have to pack it up either way. So go ahead and pack it up. So when the moving truck comes, you're just placing boxes into the moving truck. You're not bubble wrapping everything, putting, newspaper around the good plates and all of that great stuff. So make sure that is taken care of ahead of time. All right. And those are the common problems that people are having right now. And it is, it's a situation. It's a situation, like I said, you may get your home under contract rather fast, but these are some of the things to be aware of. Some are very identifiable, if that makes sense, in the beginning, but then some are not. Like I said, someone losing their job, they may have their job when they first signed that contract, but they may lose their job during the process. You can't really predict that. So just keep that in mind. But this is Chris Brown, your real estate professional. I wanted to make sure that I shared some of the common issues that buyers are having right now. And like I said, this is the channel where we talk about buying, selling, and investing in real estate. And if you are a person that is interested in building generational wealth, hey, I am doing a free 30-day challenge where I will begin on April 29th. Teaching you some hacks that I've learned and that are practiced in the real estate world, building generational wealth. And you don't want to miss this. In the description, there is a link. You should be able to click on that link and actually sign up and register for this event. It is free, so be sure to do so. It is April 29th. Do not miss out on this great opportunity. And also, as I'm telling everyone, if you are thinking about selling your home, and I always ask the question, who is helping you with your largest investment? Feel free to get a free home evaluation, and this is a desktop evaluation. You can visit a website called showmyhomeestimate.com. Visit that site, and you will be able to get a general home evaluation in about 2 minutes. It's a very simple process, but if you are here in the Tampa Bay area, feel free to reach out to me, realestatewithchrisbrown.com, or the phone number listed below, and I will do a free home evaluation of your property, giving you a full, and that is a full evaluation of your home. That is an in-house evaluation that I conduct for my clients, and that is free, giving you a better idea of what your home could sell for in today's market. If you are a sociable person and would like to follow me on social media, feel free to do so. I do have a Facebook and an Instagram. I do have a few other ways of following me. Feel free to join onto the group or follow me at Chris Brown RE Pro. That is my social media handle. You will find additional details about myself. If you would like, just follow me. Like I said, it's more tips to give out to everyone if you are buying, selling, investing in real estate, thinking about building generational wealth, or even better yet, entrepreneurship. Lots of things to chit chat about. As I mentioned, my name is Chris Brown, real estate professional and marketing entrepreneur. I greatly appreciate everyone coming out and tuning in this week. Be sure to follow me. And another episode has been completed of State of the Real Estate Market with Chris Brown, bringing you value each time. And if you like this, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this information with someone else that would need this information. So with that being said, you guys have a great day. Take care.